Max Verstappen is just as popular as Lewis Hamilton and has become one of the biggest Formula One drivers of all time. Recently, he won the 2021 Formula One World Championship and everyone was overjoyed. His family began doing interviews with the press and we got some amazing words from his father. So, what was said? Well, today we are going to cover Max Verstappen's dad makes huge admission after his son wins 2021 Formula One World Championship and other Formula One news. First up, we have Max Verstappen's dad makes huge admission after his son wins the 2021 Formula One World Championship. Max Verstappen's most recent win came with a very interesting admission from his father. This came after he won the most recent 2021 Formula One World Championship. This added fuel to the fire that Lewis Hamilton was actually robbed of his victory. Lewis Hamilton was in the lead for basically the entire race, but was overtaken by Max Verstappen. According to many sources, he had been on the same tire since lap 14, while the Belgian-Dutch driver had fresh tires introduced late in on the race. The safety car allowed one final lap of racing, and Verstappen's fresh tires proved to make the difference. Despite Hamilton getting into the slipstream, Verstappen managed to block it off and take home the win and his first championship. Many people couldn't help but notice that Hamilton had been robbed, as he would have probably won had it not been for the safety car, which is something Verstappen's father Jos had also noted. "I'm very proud," he told Sky Sports. "I mean, of course, because of the safety car we are in this situation," he added. "The team had a good stretch. I mean, they're doing a lot of things very well, and I think Max was the driver this year, and he really deserved this championship." Reacting to the comments online, one Twitter user wrote, "Even Verstappen's dad seemed to realize Max was gifted that win." Verstappen also had his own words on the matter after the race was over. He said, "It's insane. I don't know what to say. I'm so pleased for the team and for all these guys. I love working with them so much. Finally today, I had a bit of luck. My team knows I love them and I want to do this with them for the next 10 or 15 years. Hamilton was incredibly close to winning his 8th World Championship, which would have been incredible. Of course, we know about the tension and the rivalry between the two, so it must have been a hard moment for Hamilton when he lost." Speaking to Sky Sports, he said, "Firstly, congratulations to Max and to his team. I think we did an amazing job this year. My team, everyone back at the factory, have worked so hard this whole year. It's been the most difficult of seasons. I'm so proud of them, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this journey with them. This last part of the season, we gave it absolutely everything, and we never gave up." And now, on to more Formula One news. Next up, we have Lewis Hamilton admitted move to Ferrari is a goal to be achieved. Though Lewis Hamilton still has another 2 years with his current team Mercedes, talks of retiring have come up. He has had some ups and downs as of recent, especially with his most recent race against Max Verstappen. After that race in particular was when more talks of him leaving the sport forever came about. This leads into our story for today. During an interview with Sky Sports Italia, he was asked about his possible move to another team, and Ferrari in particular. In September, the 7-time champion admitted driving for Ferrari is a dream for anyone and a goal to be achieved. He told Sky Sports Italia, "For many years, when I came to Monza, walking next to the fans, I could hear them saying, 'Come to Ferrari.' This warmed my heart, but it's pretty amazing that I've never driven for Ferrari in so many years, because it is a dream for anyone, a goal to be achieved." On why he has never driven for the team, Hamilton added, "It has never really been possible, and I will never quite know exactly why. I wish them the best, and in the near future, I will continue to prevent them from winning the World Championship. I've seen photos of their drivers, and red is always red. I have a couple of Ferraris at home. I can drive those, but not the Ferrari F1. Clearly, Hamilton has some love for his sport, probably more than people realized. He has a tough 2 years ahead of him, and they will really shape what happens to him in the near future. And now we have Lewis Hamilton has unfollowed everyone on Instagram following Formula One loss. Clearly, Lewis Hamilton didn't take his loss to Max Verstappen recently great at all. After the race and the press run were over, he started to unfollow everyone on Instagram. This was, of course, following such an incredibly close race where Max Verstappen barely took the win over Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen beat Hamilton on the final lap of the race after Hamilton was in the lead for the vast majority of the race. According to Lad Bible, Hamilton appeared to be cruising to the finish line in first place at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix earlier this month, easily holding Verstappen at bay in the closing laps, only for a crash of Williams' driver Nicholas Latifi to change the course of events. Confusion reigned as race director Michael Massey changed his mind to allow lapped cars to pass the safety car, meaning Verstappen had a clear run at Hamilton in the final lap and on much faster tires due to a tactical pit stop made his move to claim a first F1 title. Hamilton may come across as a pretty nice guy, but you could tell he was very frustrated with the loss. Audio recordings from his radio during the race were released which showed Hamilton verbally complaining to his Mercedes team about the race and how it ended up going. The 36-year-old said, "This has been manipulated, man. Mercedes were planning on appealing the decision to give Red Bull's Max Verstappen the victory, but once again were against the idea in the end." Hamilton carried on being very salty about the whole situation by not attending the gala after the race. The star-studded event, which was held in Paris, saw the winning driver officially crowned the season's champion, but Hamilton and Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff didn't fancy it. Speaking about the incident, Mohammed bin Sulayem, the newly elected president of the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, or FIA, said, "First of all, as a driver, I would feel emotional, but at the end of the day, rules are rules. So we are going to look into the side where the technical rules are there to be employed. Was he in breach? I have to look into it. We have to be following our rules, but in the meanwhile, it doesn't stop us from making a champion feel good about the sport. It's easy to be nice to people, it's cheap to be nice, and also to motivate people." He added, "If there is any breach, there is no forgiveness in this." What do you think about this situation? Let us know down in the comments section below. And finally, we have Mick Schumacher makes Formula One debut 30 years after his father. Mick Schumacher is the son of the racing legend Michael Schumacher and is about to make his Formula One debut 30 years after his father made his first appearance during the world-famous championship. He had been a part of the Ferrari Driving Academy and even won himself a Formula 2 title. Clearly, the skill runs in their veins. He is now making his way into Formula One. Ahead of preseason testing, he said, "As a child, I've been dreaming about this for 15 years, and now it's actually happened. It's emotional and just something very nice. My father actually had his first race in F1 30 years ago this year. That makes it even more emotional and even nicer. Coming from F2, we have very little experience on the F1 tire, but we do have a good amount of experience with Pirelli tires, so that's really going to be one of our focus points. We need to get even more information on how to prepare a single lap and also how to prepare the tire for race distances. The races this year are much longer than the ones we had in F2, and obviously now we only have one race each weekend. We have to be able to extract as much knowledge from the free practice sessions and qualifying to be able then to put everything into the performance for the race. Clearly they know what they're doing, which means we might see them in the near future in the biggest Formula One races." And that's the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed our latest video, and if you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!